Hello, everybody, and welcome to our fifth episode of the RWBY podcast. I'm your host, Knight, and with me today, I have Goldstar. Today, we're going to be talking about RWBY Volume 6, Chapter 7, The Grim Reaper. And before I let Goldstar do the summary, I want to let you guys know about our upload schedule. We are going to release an RWBY podcast for as long as Volume 6 goes, once a week after the episode comes out. So episode comes out, we record, and then we release it later in the week. I have to edit the episode by adding like the images like I did for the last episode, which I really liked how that came out. But I can't really do that with a set date because of other reasons. I can't really do that. So it's gonna be once a week, no set date. Probably just be in the morning though, when it'll first be published. And now that being said, I'm gonna let Goldstar give the summary.
All right, thank you. So, the Grim Reaper episode starts with a beautifully cinematic scene of the vault where the Relic of Knowledge was located at the end of Volume 5. And pretty much it's revealed to Neo about the whole backstory about the relics and Salem. And this was all told by Cinder, who reveals that Salem has directly told her not to kill Ruby, and just to, I guess, capture her and bring her to Salem herself. However, that's not what Cinder wants. Cinder wants to kill her, so she tells this to Neo and asks Neo for her help to hunt down Ruby, and then Neo can resort to killing Ruby because she doesn't have the direct orders under Salem not to, like she does. Neo agrees to this, and then the scene kind of flips to a younger version of Maria in a flashback. It's revealed that she's a huntress known as the Grim Reaper, and she's walking across a bridge, and then a Grimm called Nevermore comes to fight her, and she takes out her weapons, which are two scythes, which have like a gravitational pull to her. She starts using this power to fight, and then whenever the Grimm is about to, I guess, overwhelm her, she uses her silver eyes to, I guess, just turn it into stone, and it all crumbles in front of her. And then this gang of duds comes up to her with a Faunus leader, and then this Faunus leader reveals that she has to take care of the Grim Reaper because her boss ordered it. Her boss is now unknown, and then she takes out a timer, sets it to 60 seconds, and then she says that she has to take care of the Grim Reaper in that time. They have a fight with all the dogs, and then it ends up that Grim Reaper loses against them, and she gets her silver eyes actually sliced off of her. And whenever the Faunus leader is about to exterminate her, Maria uses her scythes to trick her, and then actually cut her in the back with one of them. And then with that flashback, it cuts back to present day, where Crow reveals that he's in shock that Maria's actually Grim Reaper, and that he actually based his weapon, his scythe, around her, and that he pretty much wanted to become like the Grim Reaper, a better version of the Grim Reaper, because that was kind of his inspiration. And while this talking is going on, they get a call from John, and pretty much it's revealed that they have signal. So from this, they see that they arrived at Argus, they meet up with Junior, and we see the Argus architecture later, which is based on San Francisco. And then it's revealed that this was made in Mystical Territory, but it has Atlas military. It was pretty much combined using both their kingdoms. And then whenever they kind of take a little tour of Argus, it's revealed that John and Junior were actually staying with John's sister, Saffron, and her wife, Terracotta. And they also have a little kid along with them, too. And then they start talking about how they plan to go to Atlas. It's Atlas, and then it's revealed that Junior already tried to go military base and it worked out. And then the episode kind of ends with Team RWBY themselves going to military base and getting a gate shut on them. Am I missing anything else?
No, pretty good summary.
Alright.
The first thing I want to begin with is Maria and the Silver Eyes. Now, Maria's fight scene versus the Nevermore and then the thugs, the bandits. It was just amazing. And something I found actually weird about was when you look at every other shot when Marie is older, she's really short. But when she was younger, I guess she was taller. I guess.
I mean, maybe it's because of the fact that she tried, like, she didn't really feel that inspiration to fight after she lost her silver eyes, so maybe she didn't keep up in tone with her physical condition.
Could be, and just got like old and then got
Yeah, and then
shorter.
she got old,
But
shorter, and didn't really take care of that.
I'm very curious because I really liked her weapons. They're kind of like scythe versions of tomahawks. I
Mm-hmm.
guess that's the best way to describe them. And she was able to like I'm not sure if that's because of the semblance or of her semblance or what. She's able to bring them back with like gravity,
Yeah,
the
that's.
gravitational pull.
I mean, is it like a gravitational pull from Scythe to Scythe or from Scythe to her? Because
I think it could be from scythe to scythe. It seemed like.
because in the fight scene with the dogs, she puts the scythe together using those like kind of two, I guess,
Yeah,
gravitational pulls from the hilt of the weapon, and she uses it as kind of like a dual wielded scythe.
yeah, yeah. And but also, and then when the Faunus leader breaks the scythe with her teeth, like bites on it,
Yeah.
it breaks in half, and then she slashes with a sword. Her eyes off.
Mhm.
She is able to throw the scythe, miss her, but grab the other side, press a button on it, and the scythe comes back to her, stabs the Faunus leader in the back, and then she cuts her head off or something.
Yeah.
That was a really good fight. It was very
Mhm.
close up and personal. It didn't really feel like besides Maria using her scythe, there's really any like semblance. It was just mainly them just fighting. It was really cool. I
Well,
also really liked the Faunus leaders sort of like semblance of basically setting it basically having 60 seconds of a supercharged aura where she can't be harmed.
mhm.
That was very interesting when she said like with I think it was like British action, these will be the last 60
Yeah.
seconds of your life.
Mhm.
That was just really cool. And then in the fight scene, you can hear like the ticking during the fight, and that was a really good fight
Yeah.
scene.
Well, I was actually interested in how that kind of like time semblance work. Is it like the amount of time impacts how powerful you are, or is it a certain time period in which you have a, guess like double the power or something like
I'm
that?
thinking it's like a certain time period. I'd like a certain, it's like just 60 seconds, and
Mhm.
then that's it. Your semblance is done, and it has to recharge for a little bit, and you can use it again
Yeah.
probably later.
But I
Thinking
was
that because I'd just be overpowered. Like I'm gonna put the supercharge for an hour.
yeah. Well, I mean the way that like I input it, like let's say she puts it at 60 seconds, she has a certain like increase in her power. However, she puts it for like an hour, like using your example, she won't gain that much power at all because she's
Hmm.
using her energy across that period of time.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because I'm not saying like, oh, she uses for an hour, gets the same amount of power she gets in 60 seconds, because you're right, that would be overpowered. I'm just wondering if
Yeah.
time has an impact on how powerful she can be.
Yeah. Probably not get the answer to that at all. It was just like one of those just
Yeah,
random
one of those
villains.
random questions that we're not getting the answer to, but
Yeah, but
um,
it was a cool idea. I really liked it.
yeah, I'm very interested in because we're probably not gonna find out, which leaves it open to interpretation.
Yeah.
Uh,
Another thing is the fight is so when she uses so she basically brings the Nevermore to the ground,
mhm.
and the Nevermore is basically gonna slash her, and she uses her silver eyes to basically freeze the Grimm, and then it crumbles to the ground.
Yeah.
Now the thing with the silver eyes is, so we know when Ruby used her silver eyes in Volume 3, she froze the Dragon Grimm and burned Cinder's eye off. Then
Mhm.
when she uses it in Volume 6, the apathy I don't think are frozen. They are just gone, and then more come at them.
Yeah.
And then when Marie uses it, the Grim gets frozen and then crumbles. So, what do the Silver Eyes exactly do to, well, Grim and normal people? Do they destroy Grim or freeze them, or do you have to control them for them to be frozen and then destroyed?
mean,
And when it affects people, do they like just burn them? Do they kill them? Do they just freeze them? What happens?
I don't know. I feel like for Grimm, because we've seen two different effects, I think it kind of has to do with the type of Grimm. I think for like Ruby freezing the kind of Dragon Grimm, I'm not sure what the name is in Volume 3.
I don't remember.
I think that was just because she had like a weaker version of the Silver Eyes that Maria has in Volume 6. Well, at least in a flashback. And I think if she had trained her Silver Eyes, I guess, to use her power in a more beneficial way, maybe she would have froze it to. Was it like stone or something that Maria
I don't
froze?
remember. I think they just mentioned it, and we see the dragon frozen as Blake's leaving beacon.
Yeah,
You see the dragon like frozen in the background.
yeah. I don't even know where that dragon is now. It's kind of.
I think it's still on top of Beacon Tower.
Oh, okay. They haven't got rid of it. It's just there. Okay.
Yeah, just there because Grimm's surrounding that place.
Yeah, that is true. Beacon has not been the same since Volume 3.
Yeah,
I mean, and for the Apathy, I think just because they're a weaker version of the Grimm, weaker version of like a dragon and Nevermore, that whenever they're hit by the civilized power, they just disappear instead of being frozen, and then just like kind of crumbling. I don't
hmm.
know. As for
I feel
people,
like
I don't really know about that either, because
yeah. Well, yeah, Cinder just lost her eye,
yeah,
and it was like a week by it, affected by it, but then got better. But yeah, very interesting. Hopefully, I definitely think Maria's definitely gonna train Ruby on how to use her silver eyes.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I'm curious about the training process then, because it's not like you can train the same way that you do to use a weapon, like use like a melee weapon or use like the training in a fighting style. It's more mentally how you think that activates that power. So
yep.
I'm very interested if movie is gonna like. I'm overall I'm just very interested in that process. I
Oh, hey, do you think her cane is a weapon?
hmm,
Like she had the sights, and then like I noticed that her weapons look very similar to her cane, which makes sense.
yeah.
Do you think they have some sort of power, like if the cane can come back to her or something? The cane could be used as a weapon at all?
I don't know. Maybe she like transformed her scythe in a way that could be used as a cane because of old age. Maybe that's why it
Mm,
looks so similar to it. I
yeah,
don't know if it possesses the same powers, and I don't know if that will be answered.
yeah, I don't
Um,
think so. I think she'll probably just be like too old to fight or something.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think she'll just be there in the background, kind of as like a mentor to Ruby, like
yeah,
sort of like another mental figure that she has, like how Crow used to be in Volume 3 and Volume.
yeah.
Yeah.
But now Crow fights, and I kind of liked how Crow said he based his weapon on the legends of the Grim Reaper.
Mhm.
Kind of like Crow based his weapon on Maria. Ruby based her weapon on Crow, and now Maria's gonna teach Ruby how to use Silver Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to move on from that to our next thing, or
Yeah, we should probably move on.
all right? So I think these are basically all predictions because nothing really else happens. They arrive at Argus and they meet up with Junior, have some really nice, just like
Yeah.
interactions. Nothing really else, and then they they're staying with John's sister Saffron, her wife Terracotta, and their kid, and they kind of reveal that they want to go to military base. They tried and they got basically shut out. Basically, the gates are closed on it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that we're gonna see Winter at that base, and she's gonna let them in.
Hmm. I mean,
Because if
I
you,
don't know because I feel like Winter would not be at a base at Argus, rather should be at a base at Atlas itself. I don't know if she's in that position to be at that base in particular, but I'm really hope we can see Winter in this volume.
yeah, I feel like she is gonna be in this volume.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
just kind of makes sense to me. Like she's a specialist. She went back from Mistral, and the nearest thing from Mistral, like she went to Mistral and then ordered back. The nearest would be that military base in Argus,
yeah, that's true.
and probably just stay there while Ironwood is dealing with Atlas. She deals with Argus.
Yeah, I mean, one interesting thing about this is that something that we asked or predicted last episode got answered whether they were gonna go to Argus at the end of volume or whether they're gonna go at the middle of the volume, and then we can probably see a battle at the end of the volume at Argus or Atlas.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like Volume 7 is gonna be in Atlas, and the rest of the Volume 6 is gonna be just at Argus
Yeah.
versus, I guess, Neo, and then since Salem was not in this episode, we don't know what they're doing, and Adam if
Yeah.
he's gonna be up here. Yeah, I just feel like Winter would be the one. Who else do they know in the military of Atlas?
Except for Ironwood, Winter, um, not really anyone
There's
else.
not really anyone else. And there's something I really liked about Argus, where Argus really seems to be based on San Francisco architecture.
Mhm.
It's like that tram, just like everything. It looked like San Francisco.
Yes. Have you ever been to San
No,
Francisco
but I've
before?
seen it like in I haven't been there, but I've seen like images of San Francisco, and then
They look
and like in
very
shows,
similar
it just
to.
looks very similar because every
Yeah.
time I see San Francisco in any movie or any TV show, I see a tram,
Yeah. It's
and then
also.
the streets are kind of like that, where the apartments are, and that kind of like order, where you have a big road with a tram, and then sidewalks are kind of like tiny, and buildings on each side.
Yeah, it's also very interesting how Argus in particular is a city that's built off of two kingdoms, and how those two kingdoms kind of put their resources together to kind of help adapt to that cold climate. Like, I
Yeah,
think it was Ren who was talking about it in the episode.
yeah, right. He said that it was a Mistral territory, and Atlas is basically the military there.
Yeah,
It's in Mistral, but with Atlas military, so it's like half and half. It's controlled by both.
yeah. I just found that pretty interesting because we never really seen like cities that were or like places that were kind of run by two kingdoms or kind of built by two kingdoms.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just me myself, but I'm very personally interested in kind of how it's run, especially with I guess the Atlas military kind of. Did it mention it was falling off in the episode, or was that
I think
just
like didn't Iron Man like order like most of the military back to Atlas
yeah?
or
Because
something?
I
So maybe
remember
that's why
I
he.
remember in the episode they were talking about well until recently there's been like Atlas military
Yeah.
here.
So the Atlas probably is not. It probably has to be some military there
Yeah,
because if there's not, the Grimm can just attack and then just only have like a few huntsmen or something.
yeah.
Probably it'll be bad. So they have to leave some military there, but not as strong as it once was.
Mhm. Do you think we're gonna see Salem in this volume, or like have a
Well,
big?
of course, we're gonna say we see Salem
Well, I mean not see her, but do you think she's gonna be like involved heavily in
in a
like
fight or
yeah,
anything like that.
yes,
No, I don't think so. Judging. I'm not sure. It's hard to say. I don't feel. I think Salem is like the plotting, and once all her allies have been taken down, she will fight them.
hmm
Yeah.
I mean I feel like this volume will mainly focus on Ruby and like a fight between Team Ruby and Cinder and Neo. Hopefully we see like Salem's allies come or some of Salem's allies come in, or like Adam or someone like that to kind of even up the odds a little, I guess.
Do you think so if Cinder can't kill if Cinder can't kill Ruby, think she's gonna fight Ruby, or just let Neo do all the work and like be like not sniper but just be a distraction?
Well, I mean, I think if she can't kill Ruby, then probably what she'll do in order to get a better chance of killing her later on is that she'll follow Salem's orders and actually capture her, and
Or she'll go after the relic. I think.
or that, yes. I mean, because what I think is that she really wants Ruby gone because of what happened with her eye, and
Yeah.
I think maybe during the fight she'll probably realize while fighting alongside Neo that Ruby can't really be killed at this time, so maybe she'll start falling back and let Neo do all the fighting, and then eventually once they're all distracted with Neo, then she'll have an opportunity to capture Ruby, and then that will probably be executed in some way. That's what I assume. I could be
Yeah.
completely wrong, but
I feel like something like that's gonna happen. Something similar.
yeah,
But definitely, we also talked about if Junior is gonna be John or Ren Junior. I think that's what we're gonna call them.
yeah,
If they were gonna be in the volume at all, and they were, they're back in this episode. They're just gone for like half of the volume. It seemed like, which I
yeah,
really like. Just break it up,
yeah,
and it was a nice reunion.
yeah. we got a nice little moment between John and Ruby too. For like I don't know how long it was, but pretty
Yeah, it
much.
wasn't. Yeah, it was just like promise, promise we'll be back. We were back.
Yep. Anything else you want to talk about in terms of predictions, or do you think we got it all?
Can't really think of anything else to predict. Basically, what do you think that who's? Do you think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be definitely difficult getting to Atlas. I think they're gonna be able to like go to the military if Winter's there or Ironwood. I feel like it's gonna be Winter more than Ironwood.
Yeah, definitely.
That maybe they'll talk, but it's gonna be hard to get to Atlas, and then something's probably gonna attack them. It's gonna stop them.
I mean, how long do you think it's gonna take them to get to Atlas?
Probably maybe they'll get to Atlas at the end of the volume.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
it'll be like Volume 4 whenever they're on their journey.
Yeah, the Maid's Mistral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what I think is gonna be like at least most of the next episode. I feel like will be focused on getting into the military base or asking for military permission to go to Atlas,
Hmm.
and that'll kind of be the central focus of next episode. However, I'm not sure what the result is gonna be. Hopefully, like you say, Winter comes in and then, she takes them over to Atlas. To stop whatever to get the Relic that's there. However,
Yeah.
I'm not completely sure because there's also the fact that Ironwood and Osbin are kind of close together, and he doesn't know that he's reincarnated yet, right?
Also, Ozpin is not gone, but basically he's been dormant. He basically
Yeah.
not said a word. He's not taken control of Oscar. He's not done anything
Mhm.
after his secrets were revealed.
Yeah. I mean, do you think Crow's gonna reveal the secrets to Ironwood, and then that will cause a little internal conflict between
I don't
them?
know. That's really interesting. Probably, maybe.
Because there's also the fact that Crow and Ironwood don't have kind of the best relationship either.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's like literally, I think one of the lines in Volume 3 was after the fight between Crow and Winter. In Volume 3 was Ironwood said, "If you're one of my men, I would have you shot." Right at and Crow says, "If I were your man, I shoot myself."
Oh yeah, I remember that line.
Yeah, that was
now.
just a great thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting.
I mean, I guess I'm just interested in how the relic would get to someone's hands. Either that would be Ruby's,
Yeah.
Cinder's, Salem's, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think a relic is gonna be revealed this volume, like as someone? Would
What
relic?
whatever. I don't know. So we know they're like. I think I remember the relics there being a sword relic, a crown relic, and then something I don't remember what the other one was.
Yeah.
I've been feeling the crown is beacons. The sword, maybe that's Atlas, and then whatever the other one's Vacuos.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not sure.
I mean, cause we're on the second half of the volume now. We're on the half where everything just kind of starts to get really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Because, they got Argus, they're going to Atlas, Cinder's going to find Ruby alongside Neo, Salem. I don't really know what Salem's doing at this point.
Adam. We have no idea. Adam's it's implied that he's going after Blake, but
Yeah. But, anything else you want to talk about, or should we
no.
start
I think
wrapping
we
this
should.
up?
I think we should wrap this up. I think this has been. Unless you have anything else to say.
No, I do not. You can
Okay.
start.
This has been the 5th episode of the Knowledge RWBY podcast. I will have been your host tonight, and with me is Goldstar, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.